a dozen songs for over the years, I reckon. And one of my favourite things to do in my secret life is to help artists write their life story. And I did this with this next lady. She went and won a couple of golden guitars with it too. So if you know it, sing along or clap or do something. In my mind I see a picture, and my thoughts begin to roam through the rolling hills and valleys that surround my childhood home. I could almost smell the flowers growing wild along the track down to the stream. And I'd sing coat of many colors, I knew every word by heart, and I'd fumble through the changes on an old flat-top guitar. Make believe those city hills rolled into the Smoky Mountains, Tennessee. And I'd swap bubble gum for curtain calls with other kids my age, and the shows would last for hours on the Opry Treehouse stage, and the dreams of little children echo still on Blackwood Hill. Did anyone know that one? Becky Colson? You? Okay. Now I'm going to move on to a little, I was going to say a little gentleman, but I should say a big star, Adam Brand. Don't tell him I called him a little fella. But I was actually sitting in a hotel room in Adelaide at the time, and Melinda Schneider and Rick Price were in a writing session in Sydney, and they called me up at the start of the session and said, we really want you to be in on this song. So via, I guess, a conference call phone, we wrote this one. A few years after we did, Adam Brand recorded this one, so if you've got an album, I think it's a few albums ago, you might know this. Every night before I go to sleep, I thank the Lord down on my knees for the bare necessities, food, water, shelter, love, food, water, shelter, I get to do living my secret life is I get to completely and utterly be a boy for a day, as I did in this next song. And I got together with Drew McAllister and a guy called Paul Costa, who has just released this song to CMC, where I got to absolutely be a boy. Here we go. Well, I was raised in the valley, driving tractors, riding bikes, and it's nothing for a guy like me to be on them day and night. The smell of two-stroke diesel and dust mixed with country air, those days that I remember well growing up out there. Cause when you're 17 and bulletproof, life's a gravel road, and we're sliding round the corners, losing traction as I go. It's water, wheels and steel, it's a way of life. Tractors and bikes. I was a boy, wasn't I? It's fun being a boy. Although I will admit that while we were writing that chorus, I was icing a lemon cake. Like, do you boys want some cake? We're trying to be boys. That worked. They ate it. Speaking of boys, sometimes too I get to play a handsome 6'2" man in love as one part of McAllister Camp. This is a song off their latest album. Every day I'm amazed how strong she is. When I give up, she don't give up on me, and she finds a way. When I get lost, to show me that the way it is ain't how it has to be. Well, that woman loves me just the way I am, and that makes me one hell of a lucky man. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to move right on back to 2001, and I wrote this song in Nashville with a lady by the name of Jenny Landis. Now when Jenny and I wrote this song, we'd only just met that morning, but we shared our life story as you do in 5 minutes. In Nashville, you walk in and spare your life and share it. But a few years after we'd written the song, I took it to a giggly redhead by the name of Tracy Colleen, and she took it to #1. See if you know this one. You're so brave, You're so strong, and you were all along. You can shine, you can fly anywhere you try. You be safe, 'cause you're so brave. Where I started, instantly nervous, where I started, and when I say I get to slip into other personalities, I'm really not kidding with this one. This was a whole lot of fun to write, and if you know it, please help me out. Coming home from work one day, I stopped in at the store. Lady next to me in line, I guess about 84. She looked so sweet and innocent, I had to say hello and how are you? And she said, well dear, when you get to my age, the things start drooping at this stage. I mean, my eyesight's not what it used to be, so my knitting had to stop, you see. It's hard to move with a plastic hip. Dr. Jones removed this thing from my lip. Fluid retention takes its toll. I mean, I rarely do have bladder control. I'm so sorry. Sorry I asked how you were doing. I was really only trying to be polite. Sorry I asked, I never realized that you would be home late and half the night. I was just making conversation, that's just too much information. Making conversation, that's just too much information. Sorry I asked.